To show you how Finder, Keeper, Doer time can work in your calendar, I want to show you what my calendar actually looks like tomorrow, all right? Because I actually do this. So as you'll see, in my calendar for tomorrow, 4:30 a.m., I wake up. Because I need to give myself a little bit of time to wake up, realize that, man, it is so early. Why do I do this to myself? Before I walk over to the gym, which for me is across the street, which isn't so bad. So then I work out, and I work out from 5 to 6 a.m., and then I come home and I shower. I don't put shower in my calendar. I remember to shower. But then I shower, and you'll see here at 6 a.m. it says happy birthday emails. Now, I don't do that while I'm in the shower, but it reminds me every day to make sure I send my happy birthday emails, which are part of my follow-up, which is really, really important. Because I've got a lot of clients who've got a lot of birthdays. A lot of them happen to happen every day. And tomorrow, I will say happy birthday to all of them because it's a good reason to follow up. After that, I get ready, I get dressed, I go to the office. I'm in the office. I try to be around 7 a.m., maybe 7:30 at the latest. Then you'll see here, I have sane no reply and active deal cleanup. Now, sane no reply is part of an email program that we're going to get to in a later video, and it's really important to me, and I start my day with that always. An active deal cleanup is a separate folder that I have for all emails that are part of active deals, and I go through them to make sure I know exactly where I am on every single deal. I go through all of my notes. I go through my little notebook. I want to know where we are on our offers, where we are with clients that are about to make an offer, where we are with listings that haven't closed yet. I want to really know and then clean up all of my current deals because it's the beginning of the day, and I want to make sure I go into the day knowing everything about the transactions that we're working on. And then from there is my Finder time. And tomorrow, I've already made notes for what my Finder time is, which I have as 14th Street plan, because I'm doing a building on 14th Street, and I need to plan for that. 29th Street plan, because I'm doing a building on 29th Street that I need to plan for. Hedge funds, because tomorrow I want to start pulling information for hedge funds, and they're all getting their bonuses, and I've got a lot of expensive apartments to sell to all of them, and I want to really make sure, as the CEO of a great real estate team, that we are hitting those people. And then after that, I've got prep for filming, because I have to film later on in the day. And then I've got organized townhouse marketing because we are doing a heavy push to market to townhouses on the Upper East, Upper West, West Village, and all over Brooklyn. And we've got a couple different marketing ideas for it. And that's all going to happen during my Finder hour. And while I'm doing all of that, I'm probably going to come up with a lot of other ideas that I want to think about and I want to do. And I'm going to start doing that stuff too. So that's from 8 to 9 a.m. At 9 a.m. tomorrow, I have a meeting with a new agent that I just hired for the team. Her name is Nicole. So I'm going to sit through and go through all of our systems and our process, what I expect out of her, answer any questions she has. I'm super excited about that because I love when new people join. After that, I've got a quick coffee with Alejandro to discuss an offer. So that's going to be probably around the corner at Balthazar. So I can get there and get back here really, really quickly. And he's someone who just made an offer on something in Tribeca. And he doesn't want to come up until he meets with me in person. And so I'm going to go meet with him in person, have a nice little latte, and get him up. And after that is my monthly team meeting. So every Monday, I do a team meeting with my team. And I break down my team into 4 groups. So that way they don't have to meet with me every Monday, but each person on my team meets with me once a month. So tomorrow we do that for an hour. We go through all deals, we go through the market, and we go through some sort of training. And tomorrow our training is negotiating. So we're going to go through negotiating, how we negotiate, everything we do, and we'll get to that in a later video as well. So between 11 and 12, I have seller updates in here. So I make sure, one, that I talk to all my sellers all the time because communication is really important. But I also make sure that on Mondays, because we had the weekend, we had open houses on Sundays, that I personally reach out and let the sellers know where we are with their listing. Was there good traffic yesterday? Was there anything of note that happened this weekend? How was last week? What are we planning for this week? And I touch base with everyone. And I have about $1.2 billion worth of active listings. So this is going to take me by far the entire hour, if not more. And then from 12 to 1, I have a pitch for a new building that I want to sell in Brooklyn with David. And then from there, I do some keeper time. So keeper, I put in anywhere I can now. I remember when I first started 10 years ago, I had a lot of time on my hands. So a lot of this just happened into the office. But as you'll notice, my schedule is booked back to back to back because I get around the city also with a car and driver. Because I made that investment a long time ago before I could ever afford it. Because I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, he's a driver. He can do all that stuff. Well, now I can afford it. But I had a driver way before I could ever afford it. The same way I moved apartments when I first started into nicer spaces way before I could ever afford them. because I needed to consistently push myself and give myself reasons to fight. Because if you're too comfortable, you're never going to fight. If you can pay your rent easily, no problem, why would you ever want to make more money, right? I mean, sure, you want a better life, but what's going to push you? What's going to make you a little bit nervous? Bills. And so for me, getting a car and driver in New York City was a way to really push myself that reminded me every day when I got into that car, holy hell, I need to figure out how to afford this. I need to sell more property. And if you can't do that because you need to take the subway or you drive yourself or you're just not in a place where you can do it, you can structure your day in the same way. Just make sure you still get the same amount of work done. So the keeper time that I have here from 1 to 1:30, I'm budgeting for Q1, which I've already done, but I want to go back through it. And then I want to go through Sirhan Media Group, which is SMG, and vlog expenses. Because as the vlog gets bigger and bigger, Sirhan Media Group wants to do more and more, and it all costs money. From there, I've got some follow-up. So I want to follow up with, these are buyers, Sebastian, Morgan, Thomas, and Nick. They're all buyers that I need to stay on top of, which is really important. We'll get to all that later as well. And then I got a buyer tour. Alex is a buyer that's coming in from London, and he's made a good amount of money, and he wants to find a cool apartment, and I'm going to take him around for what looks like 2 hours. And during that time, Jordan, my assistant, will help me stay on top of email, which will be great. And then from there, I have to film back in the office for $1 Million Listing. I don't know what we're doing. I really have no idea. They just like to show up and see me do whatever I do. So I'm going to probably focus on work and probably plan for an open house that I know that I'm going to want to have filmed later in the week. And then I have follow-up calls from 5 to 5:30. That's when I get back to everybody who maybe I couldn't talk to them during the day. Because when I'm with Alex, my buyer, for 2 hours, I'm with him 100%. He is my sole focus. I'm not picking up any other calls. Anything my assistant or team can handle, they do. But other than that, I call people back. Now, on the iPhone, I can hit that little button that says, in showings, can I call you back? And I do that. But I save time in my calendar to make sure I do those follow-up calls. Otherwise, I'm not a magician. Like, I'll forget like everybody else. That's why my calendar is so chock full. A lot of this isn't really active appointments. I mean, some of it is, but a lot of it is just reminding me to do the work, right? Because when you do the work will take care of you, and then you will sell more. So then I have a showing at 145 President at 5:30, which is a building that we're selling in Brooklyn. Then I've got more follow-up calls, and then I've got doer time. Now remember, like I said, when I first got into the business, the doer was really blocked out for my entire day because I had tons of time. Now, filming is doer time, the buyer tour is doer time, but I still like to put in that doer time in my calendar for me today to remind myself, what didn't I do today? Like, I literally have that written there. What didn't I do today? Let's go back to the Finder Hour. Let's go back to my calendar yesterday. What didn't I do today that I should do? And if I don't have time to do it today, I better make sure I do it tomorrow and make it part of my Finder time or doer time tomorrow. And then I have a client dinner with Mark Fioro. We just sold his apartment for an insane amount of money. So the dinner is 100% on me. And I put in there an hour and a half, it looks like. And then right after the dinner at 8:30, I have drinks with Angeli, who's another client of mine who I just sold her place. I'm taking you for drinks. And I'm going to do it at the same place I have the dinner. So that way I have no travel time in between. And then after that, it's in my calendar, go home to wife. Yes, go home to wife. Very important that I get home to my wife. And in the car, I'll do more follow-up calls. I'll do more work. And then I have it blocked into my calendar from 9:30 to 11. Clean up the day, prep for tomorrow. Because my day always starts the night before. So that way when I wake up, I know what kind of race I'm about to run and nothing really is in question. That way, look, right now, I know what my day is like tomorrow. I know exactly what I need to do, how I need to prepare, what I need to plan for, what emails I need to send first thing in the morning, because everything is broken down. Now listen, I understand that calendar is completely insane because it is. Kind of because I want it to be that way. Like, I choose to wake up every day. I don't have to go to the gym. I don't have to do any of this stuff. I don't have to do this right now. I can do whatever I want all day long, same as you. But I choose it. And I choose to be busy because I choose to be successful. And I choose success first. And in the sales business, what have we talked about? Selling is all about volume. It's all about keeping as many balls in the air as possible. And I need to be busy with real things to do and real clients and everything that we just went through in order to catch as many of those balls as possible so I can sell more. Now, you might not have as much to do, which is okay, But no matter what level of success you're at right now, either you just started and got your license today, or you've been doing this for 50 years, it's always the same. Finder, keeper, doer. There's always structure to the day so that you will be more successful and more productive the next day.